Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Super Breakdown. Today we're looking at the RX-78 GPO3 Gundam Dendrobium with the Stamen pack, piloted by Ko Araki. The Dendrobium is pretty good. I've always called it the Stamen, but in research for this episode I realized that that is the name of the pack and not the name of the suit itself. But the Dendrobium's pretty good. My favorite thing about it is real dumb, but I love it, and I'll show you here. Which is where if you expend all your shots, it's one of the few suits in the game that your charge is faster than your reload, and you can still use the charge attack. You just only get one shot from it instead of the normal 3. Which is pretty dumb, but pretty cool. Striker fires off the missiles. It's pretty good. Left bumper gives you the missile pack from the Stamen, which is pretty good. Give you the small explosions. Left trigger gives you the beam from the Stamen. Pretty nice. Little short, thin Garobi. Cannot be directed, but does pretty good damage. And is a pretty good resource. Then right trigger gives you the line that has the mines behind it. So if anything is touching that line, then they will explode. Very nice. The Dendrobium is a very good range suit. The melee's not bad at all, but the main focus of this suit is on range combat. And what it brings to range combat is really good. I would say it's even better at long range than it is at mid, because as you can see, the missiles really don't track very well at short range or at mid range. But the beam is very effective at long range. The missiles are very effective at long range. And if they do close in on you, you have this movement ability here that you can set up. That you can even dash cancel out of by tapping R2 or RT again, which is very nice. It is one of my favorite range suits in the game now, having played with it. I still think the Dynamis is a little bit better, but I like what the Dendrobium has to offer when it comes to range. We'll get into melee in just a second. There's a trick there too if you're fighting GPO2 and he just keeps spamming the missile at you. Fire a physical projectile, and it will catch the missile in midair and stop it. Which will prevent him from hitting you with it, and will normally hit himself with it. As we go into the second round, we will get into the melee that the Dendrobium brings. And we ask, of course, our question, should you use the Dendrobium Stamen? Honestly, yeah. It's built into the game. It's a really powerful 400 cost, especially if you like range suits. It's one of the better range suits in the game, in my opinion. We'll get into the melee, and why I think the melee is a little lacking in just a moment. But for mid to long range, I think, and more emphasis on the long, I think the Stamen's really good. If you're somebody who loves melee, stick around. You may find some things you don't like in the melee. We'll get in here. We have standard melee. It's pretty good. I mean, it does good damage. Side melee. Really short range on the side melee, but you get that nice spin, which can hit other people that try to dash in to interrupt you. Back melee, not bad. And forward melee, pretty good. Now, the reason that I don't really recommend the Dendrobium for a melee suit is that all of its melee combos push the enemy away from you. So you cannot easily go into another combo, especially using sidesteps. If you finish a combo, you really need to just use the first hit of the combo and then sidestep, because any of your attempts to get a regular combo and then carry it through are just going to knock your opponent away from you so that you can't chase them down. Now what that does mean is that if you're good with sidestepping, you can get in there, do a bunch of sidesteps, get a bunch of damage in, and then when you're out of boost, then you knock them away from you, which is very nice. Alright, let's show off the burst. It's a really nice burst, actually. I like it a lot. As you can see the full Stamen pack, and it does the whole Stamen stake and everything. It can be used by people that like melee, and especially if you like playing mixed, you like having ranged and having melee. The Dendrobium is a very good suit for that, but you just need to be aware of what your melee combos are going to do so that you can capitalize on that instead of it being a detriment to you. With all that said, though, I've been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum, and remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that the Dendrobium has to offer.